I-25 female hate wearing bras. They're uncomfortable, constricting, and expensive. So recently I started going to the gym and started working out braless. I should note that up until now, no one has ever pointed out anything wrong with me not wearing a bra. However, in the middle of a set of squats, yes, mid-squat, a guy comes up to me, taps me on the shoulder to get my attention, and tells me that my nipples are poking through my shirt. I get annoyed, try to finish my set, but then the dude grabs the bar as I ascend and re-racks it for me. He claimed it looked like I was having trouble with the last rep. He said he would spot me, but then he noticed my chest and thought it'd be inappropriate. So now I'm really annoyed and also kind of uncomfortable that this guy I've never spoken to in my life thinks he's helping me and then dares to tell me how to dress. So I tell him, you have bigger boobs and nipples than I do, so maybe you should wear a bra so people won't get uncomfortable and you won't fail your squats. He then got defensive, saying he was just trying to help and called me a witch. Update: am I the idiot for telling another gym member to wear a bra? I finally did start wearing bras again, and not at all because of this incident. I've been dealing with depression that caused me not to want to get dressed in general, not just at the gym, and dressing for success has been a small way to get myself back to a better place mentally. Anyways, the guy goes to the gym roughly the same time I do most days, so unfortunately, I did have to see him again. Even though I wanted to grab his bar out of fake concern while he was squatting, I mostly ignored him until 2 days ago. I was deadlifting and recording myself to check my form. The guy comes over and says something like, "You know sumo is cheating, right?" I get this comment a lot, mostly from men half joking, and it's annoying, but I just completely ignore him. He repeats it a little louder, and I continue to ignore him. I guess he sees that I was recording myself because he then asks if I have an Instagram. I don't post my lifts on Insta, and if he could follow me. I keep ignoring him. Finally, he says something like, "See, your form is so much better now that you're wearing a bra." And I lost it again. I screamed at him that he's a disgusting, harassing piece of crap. Honestly, I don't remember exactly what I said, but it was admittedly very vulgar and got a lot of attention. Finally, a worker came over and asked if something was wrong, and I said that the guy was harassing me for 2 weeks and asked to speak to a manager. The guy denied it and said he was trying to help and that I was sensitive. But either way, the manager asked what was going on and got both of our stories. Because I had been recording my lifts, I had a video of him where he commented on my bra, so the manager gave him a 30-day ban and told me that if he ever bothered me again to let her know, and she would permanently ban him. So I feel vindicated, but I also feel a little frustrated that just one man saw consequences for this kind of behavior towards women in the gym. It's nice to see someone have repercussions for their actions, but it's also exhausting dealing with this kind of thing constantly at the gym, even if it isn't quite as overt. But I guess I'll have to keep calm and lift on. Well done. I'm glad he had his butt given back to him. He had no place talking to you like that. Who the heck does he think he is? His opinion isn't important like he thinks. You shouldn't have to, but it was well worth recording your sessions. Keep being awesome, OP. Also, what on earth? He criticizes you and then asks for your Instagram? Idiot. Oh, but he just wanted to help. God knows women know absolutely nothing about bras, certainly not as much as that random man. Yeah, that was a satisfying read. And even if you started wearing bras again, no judgment there. I know I couldn't wear them. I'm glad it wasn't for him. You do whatever's right for you and ignore nosy idiots like him. Also, watch out for this creep outside the gym. Never know if he's lurking around. Jesus, what a tool. You are super strong and I admire you, OP, honestly. Going to the gym regularly is beyond me, and I bet you can lift so much more than I can. So literally and figuratively strong. I really cannot stand people like this who fake concern to be condescending and get your attention when they don't have any reason to. You're just sensitive equals you're having a normal reaction to harassment, but I'm gonna try gaslighting you about it. Ugh. I, 32 male, recently divorced my ex, 33 female, due to her cheating on me. Despite having a solid marriage contract about property and finances, the court outright ignored it and awarded my family home to my ex. It's a 5-bedroom house. I maintained it and modified it for my then stepdaughter, teen, who has a walking disability. Sure, I can afford to buy and build a house if I desire, but I got that house from my father, who got it from his father. My parents are not alive and I'm an only child, so the house holds a sentimental value. Well, I lawyered up, fought in the Superior Court and won, and now my ex and her daughter have to leave because they cannot afford the legal fees, and I'm not willing to go into any settlement now that I know the kind of person I was up against. The problem is my friends, extended family, and people who know about our family situation. They are calling me the bad guy for putting the daughter in a bad situation. Yes, our country does suck in making places accessible, and my house was the one comfortable place she could be. I could give that house and make a new one or buy one, but I was unwilling because of the sentimental value attached to the house. They doubled down that I offered no financial assistance to my spouse out of obligation for being a man. They are all giving me moral arguments instead of legal ones, and I, for one, do not see myself at fault. The ex is uploading videos of her daughter on how terrible she has to live now that I stole my house. I feel conflicted. Not the idiot. It's your house. It belongs in your family. You did it up for your ex-stepdaughter, which was already an amazing thing that you did, but they're not part of your family anymore, so you have no obligation to help. As heartless as people may find that statement, it's true. Anyone who calls you an idiot is welcome to help pay to do up your ex's new house to make it more accessible for their daughter, but morally and legally, it's your house. Wait. Where do you live that folks get to cheat and keep previous property? Like, what? I know someplace has some mad advertising they are losing on, if that is the case. Not the idiot, by the way. Even with disabilities in the situation, she cheated, and it was yours before marriage, so this really shouldn't be up for moral question. But really, I know some terrible people who would love that outcome. You guys were only married for a few years, so they had no reasonable expectation to keep the house when it's been in your family for generations, and you guys were together for a short time. I would suggest that maybe you could provide some money that could go directly to building ramps and such for the daughter in the place they're in now, so you don't have to outfit the whole home, but maybe make some modifications. Not the idiot. Your ex sucks. Her daughter has a mother and a father that are responsible for supporting her. It's not on you. If you have a good relationship with your ex-stepdaughter, you can offer for her to stay with you when she turns 18, or sooner if her mom permits while she studies, and later when she works and saves for a place of her own. It's complicated. I do like my stepdaughter, but she's like her mom. She hates me. I would straight up offer early on, but when ex painted me as the bad guy and daughter added to that and won the house, I was furious. That is the result of 8 years of selflessness. It made more sense for me to fight for what is of most value to me, but not everyone agrees with the result. Wait, she cheated on you, then lied in court. Stepdaughter lied too, to get the house and got awarded? She deserves nothing. What's the story on the stepdaughter's father, and why aren't they going after him for support? You are not the idiot. Your ex should have considered what was best for her daughter's welfare before cheating and ruining her marriage. So my 38 male son, teen, started addressing me by my first name instead of dad. I'm not okay with it. I had asked him not to call me by my first name, and he said he could call me however he wants, and I can't force him to call me dad. My wife, his mom, told me not to get too hung up on it, since it really isn't an issue. I told her that it is an issue for me, not for her, since son still calls her mom. Yesterday, I set my son down and asked him to please stop calling me by my first name. He refused, and so I grounded him, took away his electronics, and only give him access when he needs it for school. I'm not going to be disrespected like this in my own home, and told him once he learns some manners, will the punishment be lifted. He's pretty angry with me and doesn't understand why I'm so hung up on not being called dad. My wife is staying out of it, but did tell me that I'm going too far, and that son is just a teenager, and I should know how teenagers are. So here I am now asking if I'm the idiot. I know it doesn't really matter since he is my son, and I would always be dad, but I feel it's disrespectful. Edit, he's my biological son, by the way. Neither of you understands the other's motivations. It sounds like at the moment it's just a case of respect my authority because I tell you to, versus no, I don't want to. I know that's what many parent-child relationships are built on, but personally, I believe it doesn't really help either person grow or be happy. So I would say that it's up to you to take the conversation beyond where it currently is and put some more effort towards creating mutual understanding. You are the idiot, but not massively. It doesn't sound like you've made your fundamental reasons for wanting to be dad clear enough, so I don't think the punishment is justified. Wait a minute. So we have to accept calling someone a different name based on, let's say, a new gender identity? But this dad is simply requesting to be called dad by his son, and he's the idiot? We can't be for one and not for the other. OP is not the idiot. You are the idiot because you are way overreacting here. This is a fairly standard and small teenage rebellion. You're swatting a mosquito with a sledgehammer. What are you going to do if he skips school or smokes? Not the idiot. The boy is entitled here saying, I can call you whatever I want. No, if the father provides food, shelter, clothes, and electronics, he has no right to be entitled and disrespectful, and enabling such behavior will not have good outcomes for the boy's future. I'm a movie lover. I love watching TV shows and movies, like Star Trek, The Greatest Showman, Star Wars, and I have tons of favorite actors, like Jake Gyllenhaal, Robert De Niro, and Keanu Reeves. I even have rituals for when I watch movies, especially new ones. My boyfriend Andy and I have a movie night every Thursday. Together for 9 months, by the way. We don't live together. He has a habit of Googling spoilers whenever we're watching a movie for the first time. It may not be a big deal, but I hate it. I hate when he does that. It ruins the mood, the excitement of the movie, and so far he's ruined over 14, what would have been, great watching experiences. He did it again after I had a talk with him about it. He says he just can't help it, but I said I can't let him ruin the one thing I'm so madly interested in. I can't even enjoy our Thursday movie night anymore because of it. He said I was right and promised he wouldn't do it again. Heck, he even promised he wouldn't keep his phone with him and would leave it elsewhere. This past Thursday, he came over to my place so we could watch a new movie together. I prepared popcorn and drinks, and we sat on the sofa and started watching. It was a great movie choice. I was in the mood and excited to see how events turned out. Andy's phone was in the kitchen, so I didn't have to worry. When he started moving on the sofa, looking uncomfortable, I kept staring at the screen, and in a few minutes, I heard a tsk-tsk-tsk keyboard sound. I turned my face and saw Andy had my phone in his hand and was seemingly looking up spoilers for the movie. I was like, You know? What did you do that for? You also took my phone. I got mad. He just kept smiling at me with his sharp teeth. He promised he wouldn't spoil it for me, and I could trust him this time to not say anything. I took my phone back, hoping I'd still find out what happens in the movie on my own. He kept harassing me, asking if I wanted him to tell me what would happen at the end. I said no. Minutes later, he spoke up and said, Hey babe, I just wanted to tell you that XYZ will happen at the end. I blew up. I yelled, calling him unbearable and selfish to have ruined yet another great movie watching experience. He said he wanted to ease my mind about the ending after seeing me so worked up like that. But I said I was done and canceled our Thursday movie night and will have a girl night in with my girls instead. He got offended, saying I overreacted over a movie and that he was hurt after I canceled our special night of the week together. We usually have intimacy later on, so I get why this was a big deal for him. He left and then texted me later, saying I ruined the night and was hard on him since this habit is hard to get rid of, but he's trying, and I'm not giving him a chance. He wants me to reconsider. Not the idiot. He's a total idiot, but I'm going to be blunt. He really gets off ruining things for you. He's never going to stop because, frankly, the look of disappointment on your face gives him power. That power overrides his valuation of your feelings. It's not a small thing for someone to actively enjoy sucking the joy out of your life. So there's no need to cancel movie night. Just cancel the boyfriend. Not the idiot. He texted and said you ruined the night? That's hilarious. I'm curious about the fact he said he's trying to get rid of this habit. In what universe is grabbing your girlfriend's phone to Google a movie trying to stop an irritating, rude, and inconsiderate habit? Have you asked him how many chances does he expect you to give? I mean, he isn't a toddler and incapable of understanding there are consequences to our actions, right? Not the idiot. Your boyfriend is acting like a jerk, and you deserve better. A couple of years later, The guy I was dating found out I had not seen The Sixth Sense, nor did I know much of anything about it, and he kept his mouth shut but took me to see the film. I had the wonderful experience of not seeing the end coming, and he had just as much fun watching me react to the ending as he did seeing the film again. Gentle reminders, I married that man. Even today, we always check in. Do you care about spoilers? Before sharing anything about a film. That is the kind of person you deserve to be with, and I promise they're out there. I have 3 little daughters from my current marriage and 2 stepsons, teens. They are not fans of mine. They think I stole their dad from their mom and don't like that I'm around. They don't want their siblings much either. They're not mean or disrespectful, they just don't enjoy us. They spend as much time here with their dad as they want. They prefer to be here when they know I won't. I used to take intermittent trips away that were work-related. Lately, I've been receiving fewer trips out due to the global issue, and I've been allowed to work from home. Because of this, the steps don't want to come over. It's Delaney, oldest stepson's birthday this past weekend, and he wanted to come over and use the pool and home theater for a get-together with some of his friends. He told his dad he didn't want me around and asked if I would leave. His dad said no, but he approached me, and I wasn't going to ruin his birthday over it, so I got an Airbnb and took the girls for a mommy week. Unfortunately, my husband was away in Milwaukee for a family emergency before the kids arrived. I told him I was leaving. I now know he thought I was kidding. I stayed until the boys came and asked if they were sure they didn't want me there one last time. They said they preferred if I left, so I took the girls and went. I assumed they were old enough to manage on their own for 3 days. Their dad came back Wednesday. They were there the whole week. My husband came home Wednesday morning and was angry I wasn't with the boys. The boys were fine. The house was a little messy, but things were fine all the same. However, my husband thinks it was immature of me to leave the kids home alone. We have a working security system with cameras, and neighbors did check in, just because they asked. He said that by leaving, I showed the kids we weren't a united family and allowed them to pretend that we, myself and my daughters, don't exist. So am I the idiot for leaving because they asked me to? Everyone's the idiot here. Are any of you in family therapy to help the boys adjust to their new reality? Your husband should be taking charge and helping with the situation, but it does seem like you undermined him. You leaving because they want you to isn't helping anyone. It is just likely to put the idea in their head that they can make you leave permanently. It seems stupid you leave every time they want to come over just because they demand it. That does show a weakness in your relationship they can exploit and manipulate, which they did. It is your home, not a leisure center, that they can book in advance and ask tenants to vacate, birthday or not. Also, you left a group of kids home alone without any form of adult supervision and without letting any responsible adult know? I agree with everything, except that OP undermined her husband. It seems the husband decided for OP that she wouldn't leave, and she made her own decision once approached with a request. OP should not be run out of her own home, nor should she have left the stepkids alone. I'm sure the birthday boy had a legendary party though, LOL. You are the idiot. Your teen stepson invited all of his friends to his birthday party and then told you to hit the road, and you did? For 3 days? Wow, just wow. Your husband was wrong though to say you're immature. But no, the kids could have burned the house down or died of alcohol poisoning. So I'd go with insane.